Okay, it's a cold, wet and horrible day outside, and I'm having a play around with a few things in the man cave. I've moved away from the acquisition of firearms in the last 12 months. I still have a very considerable number of infantry small arms from World War II around the place, but I'm not going to develop this part of the collection much more. Two reasons. One, I'm running out of space, and two, we're having some pretty significant changes, life changes. All good. No one's getting divorced, no one's dying, anything like that. But my wife and I are going to be living in Europe for 6 months, starting in June through to December. And part and parcel of this change in life now that we're in our 50s is the possibility that we may not be in this large house for very many more years. We're child free now, we've got a lot of money tied up in a very large house, and it's kind of crazy. We may move to a lock up and leave townhouse so that we can just bugger off to Europe every year for 6 months for the New Zealand winter. And that being the case, I'm not going to be able to replicate this room. So I need to reduce my inventory of firearms down to special pieces, iconic pieces that can be displayed and left out in a much smaller space. So anyway, that's kind of where we're going. And one of the things that I've been doing the last couple of years is developing a pretty good dagger lineup. Now, I won't show you all of them, but there are a lot. Nazi daggers, World War II, they are a specialist niche collecting area. Depending on what you're into, they can be extremely expensive. But at the very least, they're portable and they're easily liquefiable. In the event that I get run over by a truck or something, my wife can get these offshore and sell them on consignment, or sell them directly in a way that she just can't with the firearms. So there's a whole lot of reasons why the firearms side of the collection is going to have to be reduced in the next few years. Now, I'm not doing it under urgency. It's not a huge dump. But I have sold a couple of pieces. I've sold a Lewis gun, I've sold some mortars, and I'm in the process of moving through some of the submachine guns. So anyway, back to the project. I have, not a bad SS lineup. I'll take you around and show you what I'm talking about. If you are a dagger guy and you are a specialist Nazi dagger guy, then you'll understand that the SS stuff tends to be the top of the pile. And there's a whole bunch of different collecting niches within that genre, if you like. You've got your general daggers, you've got daggers that are particularly fine in terms of condition, you've got daggers that were presented to people, you've got daggers that there is a history of an individual that's known, you've got inscription daggers. There's a really quite a wide range of collectible niches associated with simply SS. And what you're seeing here is, and I'm not being a braggart about it, it's kind of getting to a world-class lineup for reasons which I'll show you. On the top here, and the light is really bad, but we have an SS dagger with a Himmler inscription, then we've got a ground roan and a full inscription roan. Now those three together constitute a fairly big deal. The full inscription roan, this one is particularly lovely. It's in really good condition. The etch is very contrasty. It's a beautiful dagger. And along with that, we've got a couple of other inscriptions. These are the SS Firth School. It was a sports school that SS officers and NCOs were sent to. And when they graduated, they were successful. Their issue daggers were taken from them just before graduation, we think, and inscribed locally with the date of their graduation. What's nice about this is that I have one that's officers and one that's enlisted man's. If you want to know the difference between the officers and enlisted man's daggers, again, there's a whole lot of variations, but essentially with the officers you'll find that they have a chained scabbard. And this one here is, again, if I pulled the blade out, you'd see it's an absolutely pristine blade. Really nice early pattern chain. There's another chain over here which is a second pattern which goes with one of the other daggers that's in the box. So that's nice, having both the enlisted and officers. And there's also one here with the motto, which we call an exclamation mark motto. You can see an exclamation mark at the end of "Mine heir is true," my honour is loyalty. Most of the others don't have that exclamation mark. On top of that, we've got a Durgan, just an SS officer's Durgan. There is an honour Durgan just over here. And again, it would take me 15 minutes to go into all the bits and pieces about the specific differences between the two and all that kind of stuff. So I'll keep this one fairly short. What I'm trying to do is to get to experiment with this big shadow box which I bought from the US. I have a couple of these, they're very large, and as the firearms are sold off and I get a bit of free wall space, I'll be able to display the daggers in these light boxes. In the middle also there's a really nice example of a railway eagle, a very popular souvenir the Americans particularly seem to bring back, although sadly in a great many cases what the soldiers did was they'd cut the wings to get them into their kit bag or into their box for shipment back to the US, and then they'd reconstitute them when they got home. This one is uninterfered with. It hasn't been cut and it's got the three lugs on the back. It's really nice, dark, contrasty, very, very iconic symbol. Something else which is really significant but is lost in the detail here is an SS Honor Ring. This was awarded to a guy in Das Fuhrer who was killed in action. Very soon after he got the award, he never received the medal, the ring itself. It was sent to his family, which explains why it's in such a incredibly pristine condition. I've got the certificates and the authentication documents. So I'm just playing around at the moment. I think I'm going to need some professional help so that I can mount these in a way that's solid, they're not going to move. I can then hang the box on the wall, still have access to it because it's got a hinged lid, but mounted in such a way that I can take the things down and give them a clean as and when required. So I'm going to get some professional help, get somebody in here to have a look and do the job on site. I don't want to have to take these things away. There's over $150,000 worth of daggers in this box, so you know obviously it's not something you want to have to lose sight of. Now with the ring, I figure it's kind of lost in this, and I might do what I've done with some of these other displays. And again, this is really looking forward to the day where I don't have so much room available. I may just have some simple shelving and the ability to create iconic groupings in small spaces. There's Knights Cross groups, a couple of Knights Cross groups here, means that I'll be able to display them without having them tucked away in drawers and things, which is kind of pointless in my estimation. So I'll probably do with the ring, I'll probably group it with one of the SS visors. You can just see peeking out there. Throw a dagger in and any other specific SS iconic things, whether it be a pennant or insignia or whatever. That's kind of where I'm going. So that's where we're at. Just a quick video because I'm bored shitless, it's raining, and over the next little while you'll see I will make some videos of these daggers. There are some that are really significant, one of which is lurking in here. It's a Feldherrenholler. It's the only one in the southern hemisphere. It's outrageously expensive, really significant dagger. And I've got some nice SA daggers, which I will probably try and replicate this display with the SA stuff as well. The only thing I've got to add to this to basically have the complete ensemble of the desirable SS daggers would be an Honours dagger, but they are, you know, they're $80,000, $100,000 plus dollars, so we might have to wait for that just for a wee while. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I hope you guys are all well, and I'll start making a few videos on the World War II stuff when the electrician gets here on Wednesday to replace the lighting, because it's just so dark, it's miserable, it's hopeless, it's useless for filming. And we'll climb back in and I can start making some more videos on request. Hope you're all well. Talk to you soon.